Mexican horror director Rubén Galindo Jr. is no stranger to the HellBound horror show. In fact, I've already covered 2 of his movies. Grave Robbers, which is one of the best 80s slashers you've never seen, and I also covered Don't Panic, a fun, campy Nightmare on Elm Street ripoff. Both of these films are fantastic, full of gore, and a pleasure to watch. And they both look beautiful because they got the Vinegar Syndrome treatment. The transfers are darn near flawless. Well, there's another Rubén Galindo Jr. horror film that got the same Vinegar Syndrome treatment, and that is the Mexican director's first feature film, 1985's Cemetery of Terror. The film takes place on Halloween night, and you know I love when a movie takes place on the spookiest night of the year.
Hoy es Halloween, qué padre, qué padre. Hoy es Halloween.
Because I love Rubén Galindo Jr.'s other 2 films so much, I'm excited to see if Cemetery of Terror holds up. I'm excited to see if it's going to become a yearly Halloween staple for me. One way to find out, I guess. Welcome to the HellBound Horror Show. Cemetery of Terror opens on a sleeping dude dreaming about a man with weird hands chasing a girl in a building. This is Dr. Cardin, and he is in charge of an escaped mental patient, Devlin. Devlin had murdered 17 people, including his own parents, and was into the dark magic and black masses. Luckily, the police were able to kill Devlin after he escaped. The doctor wants him cremated right away, but the chief of police denies this request because a request like that needs to be ordered by the judge first, and the judge is away for the weekend. We meet part of our main cast of disposable teenagers / 20-something-year-olds. The guys tell their girls that they're going to a fancy party at a mansion, but instead, the guys take the girls to an abandoned, decrepit old house. Oh, I wonder who owned that house. Obviously, the girls aren't too happy about being lied to. The guys don't understand why the girls are being wet rags, so they explore the house in frustration. They find Devlin's black magic book and decide to read from it. The guys laugh it off, but the girls are clearly bothered by it. The guys decide they want to steal a body from the morgue, bring the corpse to the cemetery, and then try to resurrect it. I'm sorry, what? Okay, let me get this straight. The girls were gonna go to a rock concert, but they were lied to in order to go to an old spooky house instead. The girls were upset that they were lied to, and the boys were frustrated because the girls weren't having fun now. So the boys decide to read from a book of black magic to raise the dead, just to get back at the girls. I feel like the leaps of logic are a little absurd, but hey, yeah, let's just go with it. Dr. Cardin takes on our Dr. Loomis role and forges the signature of the judge in order to cremate the body of Devlin right away. But of course, the teens beat the doctor to the morgue and they steal the most gnarly looking body, which just so happens to be Devlin's. I will say that getting to this point in the movie takes a lot of leaps of faith in the form of storytelling. Like, the odds of all of this happening are astronomical, but I don't care. I'm loving it. It's tense, and it's presented well enough where you don't roll your eyes too much. It's just a spooky good time so far, even though nothing horrific has really happened yet. We also get a group of trick-or-treaters who try to bum their way to the cemetery to prove how tough they are. Meanwhile, at the cemetery, our teens read from the book and rain pours from the sky. The body twitches, which forces everyone to run towards the old house for shelter. Well, things start to settle down, but that's when the body of Devlin slowly stalks around and takes the horny teens out one by one. Weapon of choice? None other than his bare hands. And wow! This guy's arm strength would put Nightkiller to shame. And Nightkiller punches through people. Devlin goes through the teens like tissue paper. Rubén Galindo Jr. really knows how to make a slasher villain seem intimidating and powerful. After the teens are quickly dispatched, we then focus on the kids who make their way to the old house after getting spooked at the cemetery. At an hour and 6 minutes in, my good friend the Boom Mike shows up. Hey Mike. The ending is fantastic, with Devlin raising an army of the dead and the kids just running around trying to survive. They eventually meet up with the Dr. Loomis character and they try to put a stop to Devlin. I love the ending and it goes balls to the walls. It's fun following the trick-or-treaters and it reminds me of being a kid during Halloween. Children running around with spooky things going on always feels nostalgic. And it's not just some PG flick. This is a hardcore horror film with plenty of that red stuff and violence. It's a very cool vibe, mixing childhood nostalgia with brutal slasher elements. Rubén Galindo Jr. was just 23 years old when he made this film. His father was a director, so he had a lot of connections, but always had to deal with his dad breathing down his neck. Jr. loved the idea of a moving camera, and he used dollies anytime he could. This, however, cut into the 6-week film shoot, and money got real tight. Jr. was inspired by Michael Jackson's Thriller, and it's apparent. The zombies rising up, the style of the 80s, and of course, there's a Michael Jackson jacket. Awesome. Now, Cemetery of Terror isn't perfect. It's not a lost classic by any means, but for a cheap 80s Mexican horror film from a first-time director, it is far better than it has any right to be. The music is fitting, the story never gets old, the action keeps pushing forward, the gore is more than passable and there's plenty of it, and the ideas are wild. I love the mix-up of all these different horror themes. Supernatural, slasher elements, black magic, zombies, teen-focused, kid-focused, and it takes place on Halloween night? It all melds together so perfectly. I can't recommend Cemetery of Terror enough. It has plenty of that nostalgic Halloween flair, full of ghouls and ghosts that will keep you coming back to this one every Halloween season. And that's all I have for tonight, so thank you so much for watching, and stay spooky, everyone.